Have you ever caught yourself replaying the same moment almost over and over? A conversation, a regret, a fear, as if thinking harder might somehow rewrite the past. What if I told you that true peace isn't something you find by doing more, but by letting go of the need to control what was never yours to begin with? In this video, we'll explore the quiet power of Zen detachment, not as a way to stop caring, but as a path to caring better, without losing yourself in the process. Let go or be dragged. This quiet Zen saying carries a powerful truth. It sounds simple, but within it lies a deep lesson. The harder you try to control everything, the more exhausted and overwhelmed you become. Think back to the last time you lost sleep over something you couldn't change. Maybe a conversation you wish had gone differently, a decision you regret, or a future that feels uncertain. Even though the moment has passed, your mind replays it over and over, as if running it through again might change the outcome. But it never does, and in the process, you wear yourself down. We tighten our grip, thinking that if we just try hard enough, things will go our way. But the more we cling, the more peace slips through our fingers. Zen teaches us the opposite, to let go of what's beyond us, not because we've given up, but because we've grown wise. Life is constantly shifting. The weather, our emotions, other people's opinions, even our own thoughts aren't permanent. So why do we keep trying to hold things still? The truth is, we don't have control over much. But what we do have power over is profound: our actions, our attitude, and how we choose to respond. There's a classic Zen image of an old monk walking calmly in the rain. No umbrella, no hurry, no complaint. He's not trying to stop the rain. He simply walks one mindful step at a time. That's the heart of Zen, moving with life instead of fighting against it. When we stop resisting what we can't change, we free up enormous energy. Energy we can use to respond with clarity, calm, and compassion. So if we can't control everything, what can we do? We practice acceptance. But let's be clear, acceptance doesn't mean surrendering or pretending everything's okay when it's not. It means facing reality with open eyes and an open heart. It means saying, "This is happening. Now what?" When something upsetting happens, our first instinct is often resistance. We tell ourselves, "This shouldn't be happening." But that reaction only adds an extra layer of suffering to the pain we already feel. Acceptance is different. It's gentle. It doesn't ask you to like the moment, only to meet it honestly. Instead of fighting what is, you soften toward it. And from that space, you can move forward with more wisdom. Let's try a simple practice together. Take a slow, deep breath in. And as you exhale, silently say to yourself, I allow this moment to be as it is. You're not saying it's perfect. You're simply choosing not to fight it anymore. And sometimes, in that very moment of letting go, you finally discover what peace feels like. Sometimes, peace doesn't arrive through effort. It arrives through surrender. And not the kind of surrender that means giving up, but the kind that comes when you finally stop wrestling with what you can't change. When people hear the phrase, let go, they often assume it means being indifferent, uncaring, or emotionally distant. But Zen detachment is not about shutting off your heart. It's about softening your grip. It's not coldness, it's clarity. It's the wisdom to care deeply without falling apart when things don't go your way. Think of it like this. Imagine holding a handful of sand. If you squeeze too tightly, it spills through your fingers. But if you hold it with an open palm, the grains rest gently undisturbed. That's true. Detachment, loving without clinging, supporting without smothering, caring without needing to control. In our everyday lives, this shows up in simple but powerful ways. It's choosing not to let someone else's approval dictate your self-worth. It's refusing to tie your happiness to a specific outcome, whether that's getting the perfect job, maintaining a certain relationship, or reaching a number in your bank account. It's letting go of the illusion that your peace depends on things always going right. One beautiful practice in Zen meditation is to simply observe your thoughts like clouds floating across the sky. You don't chase them. You don't argue with them. You don't judge them. You just watch and allow them to drift away on their own. Letting go in this sense becomes less of a forceful act and more of a gentle release. So how do we actually live this practice in real life? Here are 4 simple, powerful tools rooted in Zen tradition that you can start using today. 1. Mindful breathing. Set aside a few quiet minutes each day just to sit and breathe. Not to fix anything. Just breathe. And when your mind starts grasping at old thoughts or future fears, gently guide your attention back to the breath again and again. This trains your awareness to stay with what is instead of what was or might be. 2. Name your thoughts. Whenever you catch yourself overthinking or getting emotionally tangled, try silently naming what's happening. This is worry. This is frustration. this is fear. By labeling the experience, you create space between you and the emotion. And in that space, you open the door to let it pass. 3. Ask a grounding question. When something feels overwhelmingly important, pause and ask, will this still matter 5 years from now? That one simple question has the power to shrink a mountain of stress into a pebble of perspective. 4. Practice gratitude for what is instead of obsessing over what you can't control. Shift your focus to what is within your power, your kindness, your effort, your values, your daily choices. Spend just 1 minute a day feeling grateful for those. When you do, your inner world begins to shift, and so does your relationship with the outer one. Living this way doesn't mean life gets easier. It means your heart gets lighter. Not because the world has changed, but because you have. Zen wisdom teaches us this. Acceptance liberates us from the fight against reality. Detachment frees us from the suffering of clinging. Presence reconnects us with the only place peace ever exists, here and now. There's a well-known Zen tale that captures this beautifully. 2 monks were traveling together. As they came to a river, they encountered a woman who couldn't cross. One of the monks picked her up and carried her across. After they continued walking in silence for several hours, the other monk finally said, "You shouldn't have carried that woman. It breaks our vows." The first monk looked at him calmly and replied, "I put her down hours ago. Why are you still carrying her?" That story always leaves a mark because it asks us to reflect. What are we still carrying long after it's over? Old arguments, unspoken guilt, regrets, worries about things we can't control. The truth is, most of us are walking through life carrying invisible weights that no longer serve us. But the moment we choose to set them down, everything changes. Our minds clear, our hearts open, our steps become lighter. So today, I invite you to do something simple and powerful. Find one thing you've been holding on to and gently let it go. Not by forcing it away, but by no longer clinging to it. And if this message resonates with you, if you're on a path toward peace, clarity, and inner strength, consider subscribing for more wisdom rooted in Zen and Buddhist philosophy. This channel is a place to breathe, reflect, and grow together. Because when you let go, you create space, and that space is where peace begins to flow. If this message touched something in you today, don't stop here. There's so much more to explore on this path of peace and presence. In our next video, we'll go even deeper into how to find calm in the middle of chaos and why stillness might be your greatest source of strength. So make sure to subscribe, turn on the bell, and join us in the next chapter of this mindful journey. Until then, breathe deeply, let go gently, and trust that each moment is guiding you home.